Former Dallas Cowboys star feels sadness over all the hate directed at Shedeur Sanders and Arch Manning. Football is a spectacular sport but, at the same time, a cruel one. It's not easy to deal with everything that comes with it. Arch Manning and Shedeur Sanders are different cases, but both are going through a tough moment, especially because they are harshly judged mainly due to the last names they carry. Shedeur Sanders is the son of Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, while Arch Manning is the nephew of Eli and Peyton Manning, both two-time Super Bowl champions and NCAA stars. Practically since birth, they've been under the spotlight, and it's no surprise they are related to NFL superstars. Arch Manning had a tough debut as the starting quarterback for the Texas Longhorns, surrounded by high expectations, which may be unfair to him. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders is fighting to earn an opportunity in the NFL with the Cleveland Browns. By the way, a few days ago, after Micah Parsons' departure and the draft capital the Dallas Cowboys acquired through that trade, Dez Bryant also said he believes Arch Manning will eventually play for Jerry Jones' team. Only time and effort will tell what the future holds for Arch Manning and Shedeur Sanders. For now, one must live up to the expectations of being the starting quarterback for a major NCAA program like the Texas Longhorns, while the other must prove his talent and earn a spot in the NFL with the Cleveland Browns. Prologue: The Star Who Knows Pressure. For a man who once wore the star on his helmet, pressure was nothing new. Every Sunday, the eyes of Texas, and much of America, bore into the Dallas Cowboys, a franchise unlike any other. The expectations weren't just to win, but to dominate. That man was Michael "Iron Mike" Harris, a fictional but deeply believable former Cowboys linebacker who played through the 1990s and early 2000s, lining up alongside Hall of Famers, facing the most iconic quarterbacks of his era, and carrying the burden of performing under the microscope of the world's most visible football brand. And yet, all these years later, what weighs on Harris isn't the Super Bowl memories, the injuries, or even the regrets of what might have been. It's the way he sees young quarterbacks Shedeur Sanders and Arch Manning being targeted with vitriol online. "I just don't get it," Harris admitted in a reflective interview. "They're kids carrying family names, trying to make their own mark, and instead of being celebrated for that, they're hated. That breaks my heart, because I know what it feels like to have everyone rooting for you to fail." This is his story, and theirs. Part 1. The Legacy Burden. Shedeur Sanders, the son of Prime. Shedeur Sanders grew up in a shadow as bright as stadium floodlights. His father, Deion "Primetime" Sanders, was a cultural phenomenon, not just a Hall of Fame cornerback but a man who redefined swagger in professional sports. When Shedeur began carving his own path at quarterback, first at Jackson State under his father's leadership, then at Colorado with the Buffaloes, he was not merely playing football. He was living as Deion's son. Critics quickly sharpened their knives. He's only getting opportunities because of his dad. He's not an NFL quarterback, just hype. Too much flash, not enough substance. But beneath the flash, Shedeur's numbers at Colorado told a different story. He was composed, accurate, a leader on the field even as the team struggled against powerhouse opponents. Harris, watching from his Dallas home, shook his head at the online onslaught. "People want him to be his dad," Harris said. "But Shedeur ain't Deion. He's building his own identity. That's hard enough without the world tearing him down." Arch Manning, the weight of a dynasty. Then there's Arch Manning, perhaps the most scrutinized teenager in modern sports history before he even played a college down. The Manning surname carries the weight of football royalty. Archie, Peyton, Eli, 3 generations of quarterbacking legacy, Super Bowls, commercials, Sunday broadcasts. Arch didn't ask to be the next Manning. He was born into it. And yet, as soon as he committed to Texas, the noise began. He'll never live up to Peyton or Eli. Overrated, only hyped because of the name. If his last name wasn't Manning, no one would care. For Harris, the negativity was déjà vu. He remembered his own rookie year, when Cowboys legends haunted the locker room walls. "They compared us to the greats every damn day," he recalled. "You can't win that battle." Part 2. Why the Hate. The sadness Harris feels stems not just from the hate itself, but from why it exists. Social media's amplification. In Harris's playing days, criticism came from newspaper columns, sports talk radio, or angry fans in the stands. Today, it's instantaneous, global, and merciless. Twitter or X, Instagram, and TikTok create a never-ending cycle of hot takes, memes, and viral slander. Now a bad throw ain't just a bad throw, Harris said. It's clipped, captioned, shared 1,000,000 times. These kids can't escape it. The jealousy factor. Shedeur and Arch embody something else. Privilege. The son of prime time. The grandson of football royalty. For fans grinding in the real world, their paths may look paved in gold. People resent that, Harris admitted. They think they didn't earn it. But you know what? Having a famous name is a curse as much as a blessing. The cultural divide. There's also an uncomfortable truth. Race and culture play into how quarterbacks are judged. Shedeur, a confident young black quarterback who embraces fashion, jewelry, and swagger, gets extra scrutiny. Arch, as the golden boy from a Southern dynasty, gets accused of being handed everything. In both cases, Harris said, people don't see the work. They just see the name, the image, and they judge. Part 3. Harris's own struggles with hate. Harris wasn't a quarterback. He wasn't a Manning or a Sanders. But he knew the sting of being hated. Drafted in the second round, he was once hailed as the next great Cowboys linebacker. Injuries slowed him. Mistakes haunted him. The media turned. Fans booed. I'd read the paper the next day, and it was like I was the reason we lost, he said. Never mind the other 10 guys on defense. They needed a scapegoat. The lowest point came in 2001, when Harris missed a key tackle in a Thanksgiving game. Dallas lost by a field goal. Headlines the next day branded him a bust. I wanted to quit, he admitted. But I kept playing because I loved the game. Now, seeing Shedeur and Arch under fire, he feels a familiar ache. I see myself in them. And I wish people had more grace. Part 4. The human behind the hype. Shedeur's humanity. Off the field, Shedeur is a young man balancing expectations, family, and faith. Teammates describe him as grounded, quick to crack jokes, often the last one to leave the film room. But online, he's caricatured as cocky, arrogant, undeserving. People don't see the kid FaceTiming his little brother, helping teammates pay for meals, or talking about God, Harris said. They just see the jewelry and say, he's too flashy. Arch's humanity. Arch, by contrast, is private almost to a fault. While other recruits flooded social media with highlight reels, Arch avoided attention. His family shielded him. Yet, the criticism still came, louder than ever. He could throw 5 touchdowns in practice and the headline would be, Arch still not Peyton, Harris said. That's insane.